Hello, everybody, and welcome to Secrets of Aal'Teron. My name is Brandon the DM, your Dungeon Master, Game Master, whichever term you prefer, interchangeable for legal reasons. And tonight, I'm joined by our wonderful cast, starting with the grizzled man to my right-hand side.
Hello, everybody. I'm Grisquatch. So now I'll be playing.
Yeah.
Did I have a fucking stroke? Jesus. I'll be playing Aaron Lawn, the Human Ranger.
Steakums.
Hey everybody, it's me, Steak. I will be playing Zorthos, the Arcane Trickster Rogue, and I'm going to be on that grind stacking mad bread.
Yes. Game Master Craig.
Hi, everyone. I'm scared to death. I'm frightened and I don't know what to do.
You or Louston?
We're going to find out, baby.
Because
Fuck around and find out.
I know the truth. But that part's getting stripped from the record.
I'm confused and I want to go home.
Thick Pastel.
Hi, it's me, Nick Pastel, with a new do. Stuff.
With a new do. With that being said, let's do a little recap of last week's episode of Secrets of Aal'Teron. Our party members got back Luna, and there was a very gracious reunion between Luna and her friends. However, Luna looks a little bit different, a little more wild, a little more crazed, a little more edgy, per se. Nice little hairdo, new little outfit. But she met back up with her parents and Aaron, Lawson, and Zorthos, and it was a very heartfelt welcoming. However, there was still some unease and tension throughout the party because they know that there is going to be some things they need to accomplish. So with that being said, the party went to the Elven Glade, or geez, not Elven Glade, the Sunglade Grove, to have themselves a nice, sleeping, quiet night for the first time in forever in beds, just quiet and peaceful. Everybody had themselves a good time. Good time that I wish to not speak about between two characters. Zorthos slept, Lawson went into sentry mode, and they all woke up the next morning talking about their game plan. Zorthos had a small mental breakdown because they talked to Satan and a dragon, and there was a war that broke out all within the span of about an hour, and they all sat down at the Denny's that is currently in the Sunglade Grove to have some breakfast, talking about their future game plans.
What the fuck is up, Denny's?
What the fuck is up, Denny's? What the fuck is up, Denny's? I love that video. After a few minutes, or after a few minutes after they were done eating breakfast and enjoying their time together as friends for the first time in a while, Luna's parents walked in and asked if they were ready to, go their ways because they know they have some stuff they need to take care of. They went back to Luna's house, however, because Luna's dad explained that he needed to give her something before they took off on their journey. And when you approached his study, he handed you a book that was covered in dust that he blew off that looks like it has some sort of old text that he had been working on. And that's where we're starting this week's episode of Secrets of Aal'Teron. Luna, her father handed you this book.
I take it.
It's old. It's in brown leather binding. It looks like it was definitely handmade rather than just like, made from like a bookstore or like a shop, as if he bound this himself. And as you kind of like grab it, bend it, and twist it and flip through it, you see there's no like selective cover on it, no title, just like the brown like kind of leather that covers it. But as you flip through, you do see that a lot of it is your father's handwriting. He continues to explain to you that in the event that anything had happened to you, in which case it did, over the years of you growing up, he spent his time studying Vitalis's magic, at least what he could, research of it, and rumors he had heard, trying to not really replicate it, but find a way to counteract it. She is a druid of death, so what counters death? Life. He wanted to try to find something that is the opposite of what she does, and this is kind of close to what he could really find. It is essentially a new circle that he has been working on. It is not perfected. However, he does hand it to you and explains, my dear, when you decide your own pathway, which you seem like you have, there comes a time when you're going to be faced with hard decisions. We know that Vitalis is going to be looking for you. You want a way to stop her or confront her. Maybe finishing my research or trying out some of these abilities and spells that I have developed would be of some use to you.
Well, yeah, it actually would be very helpful to have something against Vitalis. I'm sure that I can go through this and try some of the magic, but with how persistent she is about the whole joining her side of things, I'll have to try to be very careful with this magic.
Yes,
in case
study it
thinks I'm
when
turning on
you
her.
get the time to thoroughly look through it and take the most knowledge that you can. This is not something you can just flip through and instantly pick up and know, but maybe some things in this will be of some use to you. And essentially, Luna, what this is, like I said, it's a book that is kind of the start of like a new circle he was trying to work on. The opposite of what Vitalis is. It is not complete, however, but essentially you're presented, you as a character are presented with these different options. You have the Death Druid of Vitalis, who is offering you power, but then you have a lighter, more heroic, and the opposite of Death Druid's circle that your father was working on, essentially giving you, 3 pathways. You stay as a moon, you can choose to go with Vitalis' power, or you can complete your father's work, or try that out, but that is something we will find more about later as we continue to develop the story and your character, but essentially for the listeners and for you, that is pretty much what is in your hands right now. You can take time during a long rest whenever you are resting to flip through it to get some more information about it and continue to try to develop or harness some of the skills that your father has been working on. He looks around with your mother and asks everybody, so, is it agreed you are going to Elvenglade, correct?
Sounds like it.
I mean, that's where the money's at.
Yeah.
See that Luna's dad looks at you and goes, is that all you're concerned about?
Well, not
Who,
really.
me? No, I'm just fucking living the life that I always wanted out here on the road with your fuck up daughter and this fuck up guy over here and that. Well, I guess he hasn't
Porthos.
fucked up too hard yet. What, man? Why is your big guy giving me a hard time, man? I just want to go.
Oh, well, we know you want to go, but yes, that's the best choice for us because we need to be able to get the
Not doing this
resources
for
that
fun.
we need.
But out here for fun.
You see that your mother walks up to Zorthos and just kind of like she puts her hand on your shoulder, and she looks down at you and goes, you seem like you are going through some stuff right now.
I've got it under control.
When, everybody please look after him. It's probably pretty clear to see that he's a little emotional.
Mom, you're embarrassing me in front of my friends.
She walks back to her father, and they look at all of you and they say, well, is there anything else that you will need on this venture? I mean, Luna, please take care of yourself, and please be strong. It is something that I wish your mother and I could do right now, but we simply do not have the strength we once used to have when we were younger. Your friends brought you back. They claim to keep you safe and protect you. And they look at all of you and they say, please uphold your promises.
I promised to uphold my promise. Damn, did I make a promise?
Yes, you guys did, yeah.
you
Yes.
need to protect Luna.
Laustin nods and walks out.
Oh, okay. You
Ooh.
all see as Laustin walks out, your parents give you a hug, Luna. And with a tight grip and a squeeze, Aaron, you see as her father's hugging her, like over her shoulder, he just like looks up at you and just gives you like the look and like a
Just
nod.
as he does
Not
that,
like
it's
not like a disapproving one, like a take care of my daughter look, not like a I'm gonna fucking kill you, like a concerned soon to be father-in-law look.
okay.
Better not hurt her.
We're not gonna go there.
All right.
Before I go, something to note is I don't have any of my stuff. Could I get some spell components from you guys or
Oh,
from town?
absolutely. You see that they pretty well they have as druids and owning like the shop and stuff. They in the studies they do, they most easily get you a component pouch that has like your typical components that you would use for your spells. Laustin, did you give Luna her new armor? I think
Yes.
yes, you did.
Yeah,
okay, yeah, you have all
Yeah,
that.
Laustin did, yeah.
Yes. Yep. Okay. Cool. So you got your new armor. You got your components. And you all walk out of Luna's parents' home in the middle of the grove. It is early in the morning. You know that Elven Glade is a couple hours walk away, probably a solid 3-4 hour walk. You got some time. How would everybody like to proceed to Elven Glade? Is there anything everybody would like to discuss, go through, talk about? Any matters that need handled before the travel commences? You guys make your way there.
Zorthos, no. Louston?
Louston's going to be pretty silent on this trip.
Okay. Okay, well, while we're traveling, I'm just gonna kind of like nudge Luna's shoulder with mine. Just, hey, can I talk with you for a minute while we keep walking, and just kind of like hang back a little ways, just trying to keep quiet so that the other two don't hear. Still keeping pace, but just sidebar conversation.
Yeah. What's up?
Hey, are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. Why?
Are you sure you're good?
Yeah, why would you think that I'm not good?
Okay, stop. You literally just got brought back from the dead. You were dead just a few hours ago.
Well, yeah, I was dead. But I'm fine now.
Don't lie to me.
Lie to you? Oh. Do you Is it that obvious?
You've always been really bright and cheerful. It's just, I find it very hard to believe that anyone's okay just after dying and then being brought back. Like, that's got to have some kind of toll on you.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll be honest. It was scary being dead. I didn't really feel anything. It kind of happened really fast. But I sat there and at first I was very confident. I was like, they're definitely gonna come get me. But then time passed and Vitalis showed up. And I started to wonder, what if something terrible is happening to you guys? What if something stops you from getting to me? Or what if I'm not worth coming back for? What if that's...
Okay.
I just started thinking that, and so. But then I saw you guys when, of course, I had a whole conversation with Vitalis, which I do want to talk to you about maybe later. But and she's gonna kind of look at the others to make sure they're still a distance away. But when I knew that if you guys had gone through something difficult, I didn't want to make it more difficult on you by worrying. So when I went through, it was like a golden light, like in the middle of a grove. When I went through it, and I saw you guys, I really wanted to make sure that you didn't worry about me. So I wanted to cry. I wanted to be, I don't know. I wanted to feel the feelings I felt when I saw you all. But then I thought I shouldn't worry you. That I shouldn't make you sad. You've probably been through a lot, so I did my best to talk to Louston and make sure he was okay, and talk to Zorthos, make sure he was okay. when I got to you, I didn't know what to say.
Okay, well, we have probably been through more than anyone has gone through in their entire life just in the course of a week. Like, that's a pretty traumatizing experience. You don't have to put up a front for any one of us. Like, we honestly probably need to be a little bit more forthcoming with how we're feeling with each other. Like, it's like, and that goes for all of us, really.
Right.
Matter of fact, Zorthos is seeing or hearing things.
Speaking of which, let's put a pause in that for a sec. Let's skip over to Zorthos and Louston for a hot second. Zorthos, Louston, Luna, and Aaron are behind you, quite a distance, probably a good 30, 40 feet, having some sort of private conversation as you continue marching ahead. Zorthos, you notice that Louston, like he said, is very quiet, just kind of marching forward. Hasn't really said too much since leaving Luna's house. And you guys are just kind of having this awkward walk next to each other, just kind of strolling through the woods, making your way on this long hike to Elven Glade. Is there anything, that you would like to say to him as you kind of peer back and you see these two are having a conversation? You have noticed that Louston has been a lot more quiet, a little more grim recently. Louston, you are being Louston right now. Obviously, there's some stuff going on. Your friend has just come back, and you are walking beside Zorthos currently. Or are y'all gonna keep on being, acting like everything's fine and keep on being quiet and marching forward?
So, what's up, bro? How you been? Been good? You been doing good?
Good is subjective, but I am well, I guess.
Okay, we're just gonna play with words. I'm just trying to check up on you, man. I feel like you've been a little distant, or maybe I've been talking a lot because I don't know. I've been missing my buddy.
Are you still seeing him?
I don't fucking know anymore, man, to be honest. I think he's here, but I know he's dead. So it's sort of just like a game we play right now, I guess, where he jumps up and gives me advice. And I'm like, you're dead. Shut up. It's pretty stressful, but I think I'm doing okay. I've been struggling a little bit recently with my emotions, but I'm working on it. So I don't really need any help. I am aware.
Sounds difficult.
Yeah, I've had people been saying I'm difficult for a long time.
I wouldn't know why.
You mock me in my time of need? How dare you, Louston? I will never love again.
Luna and Aaron, you hear that Zorthos is getting a little mouthy with Louston. How dare you? As you are having this conversation from the back and see that they're having some sort of a conversation as well.
Yeah, that's normal. No.
Zorthos.
Yeah,
Living my best life, that's all.
Well, wait, are we cutting away?
No.
Okay.
Unless you want to say,
unless
you want to say something.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was just making sure. Yeah. So you said that your friend keeps reappearing to give you advice, but you know for a fact that they're dead. Am I wrong?
I wouldn't necessarily say you're wrong. There's so much going on right now, and it's all happening so fast. It's sort of hard to figure out exactly what I want right now. On top of everything, I normally know exactly what I want, and right now I'm struggling with that as well.
Conflicted.
I guess you could say that. Like, I really want to get paid, but things keep happening, and it's like, I'm finally gonna get paid, and it's like, nope, there's the devil, and I'm like, okay, we're done with the devil, now I'm gonna get paid. It's like, I killed your friend, and I'm cool. It's just like, I know this is every day for us. It just seems like it wasn't every day for me, like a week ago, you know?
I only started existing 2 weeks ago.
I mean, but like that's not even accurate. That's just like you got factory reset. You still existed. You were still here. We just don't know exactly. Well, I think we were doing bad stuff, man. I think you were a bad guy. I don't want you to be a bad guy anymore because I don't feel much like being a bad guy anymore. I just want to get fucking paid, dude.
Whoever had
Ridiculous.
this body first was a bad guy, but
Eddie was an asshole. You're all right,
I guess.
I guess.
You see Rena goes, Riri.
I kicked the ball.
Ree!
Sorry, reflex. Zena, I'm not in the mood. I'm sorry.
Dorthos, you see when you kick Xena, like, you kick the ball, like,
Uh-huh.
behind the tree in, like, a little ravine, like, a little too hard. And you hear her, like, tumble down probably, like, 30, 40 feet away from you, being, like, a little ditch.
Why, God? I go and jump.
You see, everybody, you look and you see, it's not, like, a far drop. It's not, it's just, like, a little, like, dip. You guys see that Zorthos bolts off, like, 30 feet away into the woods real quick in this little ravine. And you see Xena struggling to get up the ravine because she's in this fucking fireball, just like, Ree!
I will mage hand her out from a distance.
As you go to mage hand her out from a distance,
Oh,
you
Lord.
feel tap on your shoulder.
Yeah.
It's last in. Tap tap.
Was it?
I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
And you turn as you
Hey,
stand
baby, what's up?
you turn as you stand next to a tree with your party about 30, 40 feet away from you, just kind of waiting for you to get Xena as you're mage handing her out of this pit. And you see kind of like standing in front of a tree out of line of sight of the party, some sort of like spectral like hand that comes from your book. But as you like look at the book and look at the hand, it's kind of like coming out of that book as well. You see the tail end of like where this arm is that comes out, it kind of like pulls itself out of the book, and you see form from it. Looks like some sort of spectral, like green version of Colt. He goes, "Hey,
Colt.
buddy."
Bro, why do you pick the worst time? Like trying to fish Xena out.
Listen, hey, I just wanted to let you know something, man.
What's up, man?
He puts his hand like on your shoulder, and like you can feel the grip. Like it's not just like in your head. You can actually feel like a tight grip on your shoulder. He says to you, "So you're not wrong. I am dead. However, as an elf, I passed on to the Fae. And now I've been gifted with, wouldn't say haunting you, but with being a
You
guide."
are. You are haunting me. You live in a book. You're made of green ghost stuff. That's you're haunting me.
No. It's called Fae Touched.
I did not ask.
Well, sometimes the Fae Spirit sends when somebody is in need of something, and they send somebody whose Fae Spirit is passed on to the afterlife to give that person a helping hand when needed. Now, your friends won't be able to see me, but you need to know. I just want you to know for clarity. You're not going crazy. You're going through a lot emotionally right now. Zorthos.
Why does everybody keep trying to bond with me?
Zorthos.
I'm fine.
He puts his hand.
I'm a mastermind.
He takes his
I
other
don't need
hand.
help.
He takes his other hand, like puts it like on your face and like lifts your chin up. Goes, "Look at me.
Yeah,
You're going through a lot right now,
maybe.
and it's okay. You have some friends back there. You made in a short
Yes.
period of time.
Yeah.
Whether you like to admit it or not, I know this isn't all just about money to you.
Oh, okay. All right. Sounds like jealousy, Colt, but whatever.
Just know that they may not be able to see me, but for the duration of this mission and this duty and this task that you're on, I may not physically be here, but spiritually I'll be here every step of the way. Now get Xena out of the goddamn ravine."
Oh, get out of here, Colt! Jesus Christ!
Back into the book. And this is your Fae Touched spirit that Fae touched you so long ago, giving you the benefits of being Fae touched. This guardian ghost, per se, from the Fae. Colt's spirit has been gifted to you as your Fae Touch haunt. And do me a favor, though, and roll
He said it!
me.
He said it!
Roll me, like, an insight or intelligence check to see if you can determine if this was real or not, or if you actually think you're going fucking cuckoo now.
I will do insight because I'm proficient.
Yes.
17.
Yeah, you kind of like collect your thoughts and breathe for a second, and you like look at the book, and you do see the book like opens up, the hand goes back in, and then closes in your satchel. And Xena just stands and looks at you and goes, "Ree?
It's Colt. It's Colt. I sort of. Relax. It's weird, Colt.
Everybody,
He's
you see that
haunting
Zorthos
us.
is standing next to this tree like way too long, definitely talking.
I'm talking to Xena.
Wait, did we? Would I have seen him like peel off and go and have this
No,
conversation?
he was. Oh, you saw Zorthos kind of peel off to get Xena, like when he kicked Xena by accident.
Yeah.
But when he did, like he took a little too long, like a minute too long. Like you could hear him just like shouting and like saying some stuff like.
But
from,
we
like,
don't
behind
hear
him.
Colt responding, right?
No, you don't. Yeah, you don't hear anything. It sounds like Zorthos is talking to himself.
Yeah, convenient. As soon as I bring up the ghost, he leaves to go talk to the ghost. After denying there's no ghost in me. Laos is just
No
like,
ghost, fake
the
news.
fuck, dude.
Zorthos, you come back. Xena outside. The ball's covered in mud. You see Xena looks like ecstatic for some reason, but Zorthos, you come back. At this point, does the party meet back up and continue to walk together, or is there more news that Luna needs a break before we make our way officially to Elven Glade, or is there anything else that needs said? This is kind of like your downtime.
Yeah.
Unless anybody had anything to say to me, I'd probably just study my book and try to. I might just talk to Colt for a little while. Because if they've decided I'm crazy, I might as well talk to Colt, I guess.
Well, not they.
Everyone thinks I'm crazy.
That's what Zorthos thinks.
He
It's
thinks he's
everybody
crazy.
against me. And Colt.
That's a psychosis.
A little bit. Anywho, but yeah, no, we got to be much more honest with each other about how we're feeling, what we're thinking.
Okay.
We can't hold stuff back anymore.
Okay. That's fair. I can do
Okay.
that.
All right, let's get back up there with the group and let's continue on.
You get back
We
up
need to
with
get
the
to
group.
Elven Glade before dark.
Lawson, any last words to Zorthos?
No,
Before
as soon as he
we
comes
catch up.
back, I could see that he's upset or conflicted even more so than before. I'm just gonna let him keep to himself until he's ready to talk about it.
And Zorthos, you are letting Colt out of you're calling for Colt to come out of the book just to talk to him while you guys are walking.
I guess.
Yeah, you open the book.
I'm just going to accept that I'm haunted and this is my new superpower.
This
I can
is
talk to this one guy.
Essentially, have you guys seen the Umbrella Academy?
No.
No.
What?
You told me to, and I said I would, and then I didn't.
Oh, I think like imagine for anybody that's watching the scene the Umbrella Academy, I think it's number 5. How the one brother is like a spirit and just haunts him all the time. He's actually
Ben.
a spirit. That's Ben. Yeah, Ben's
it's Ben.
he's actually there, but the only person that
Yeah.
can see him is I forget who can see him, but
Oh, the other brother.
yeah, the one brother can see him. Yeah, that's essentially what this is right now. Yeah, Zorthos, you kind of call Cole out and he goes, "Oh, hey, you're not afraid to talk to me in front of? You're gonna think you're crazy, man. I mean, like,
Yeah, you've already done a good job of that, Colt. But what's going
This
on,
is why
bud?
I try to talk to you in private. That way, they don't think you're going crazy.
I have nothing to hide from my friends.
Okay, all right. And you all continue to walk and talk, making your way to Elven Glade. The entire time, Zorthos is talking to nobody.
That's subjective.
Well, you appear to be nobody. But eventually you do make your way to the gates of Elven Glade. It takes you a couple hours. You guys you've already had a long rest. You're pretty well rested. You're not really too tired. You didn't like rush there. You took your time, collecting your feet, your thoughts, talking a little bit. I imagine stopping and gathering any kind of like herbs, spices, or food and rations and supplies you needed throughout the way. But you do see you make your way to Cantor, the first town where everybody met up in. And as you approach, you see that this place is indeed again kind of in a similar lockdown to what it was the first time when the Duke was, called for the magical lockdown. However, you notice that the magical barrier that surrounds the city is not there that they used once before. This essentially, this like hollow spell is no longer active. But as you look around and you see the spire of Elven Glade atop, you could probably determine. Actually, do me a favor. Everybody roll me like an insight or intelligence check if you could.
What check was that?
Insight or intelligence.
Nat 20 plus 7.
I was about to say, I definitely didn't get it.
Oh, I did.
25. 19 plus 6.
Damn. What, Luna?
Yeah, 7.
Aaron, you're just like, where the fuck's the barrier if this is a lockdown?
Right.
Luna, what'd you get?
10.
Okay.
This is
Luna,
perception,
Aaron.
right?
Yeah. Oh, no, intelligence or insight?
Oh, well then I have a better insight, so that would make it 13.
Still, no, you probably can't really determine it. You and you and Aaron are so kind of like wrapped up in your conversation. Aaron, you're very emotional right now. Luna, you know that Aaron knows there's probably more to the conversation that needs to be said. However, Zorthos and Lauston, it clicks with you. You look at the spire in the distance that is an Elven Glade, and you see that there is some destruction on top of not just one of the spires, but all three. It looks like the blast damage from the first bomb that hit definitely did some damage to the other spires, and you could probably conclude that they can't cast this mass hollow spell on the city simply because the Mythalar, essentially what you guys cast spell magic into, has pretty much been like damaged or destroyed in the process, which explains why there are so many guards here. But as you approach even just the front gates of Cantor, not even, getting to the gates of Elvenglade, you are stopped by Elvenglade guards, and they kind of cross their swords at the entrance, and they say, state your name, your business, and your reasoning for entering Cantor and Elvenglade.
Take off my mask. It's like, I'm a Ruelon. We were here a short time ago. We need to go speak to Duke Visorai.
Duke is quite busy right now.
Too busy for Tyler's son?
Boy of Tylor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm his lawyer, if that helps. I'm on retainer.
That's right. This
right.
is his lawyer.
You
That's
do look
me.
familiar.
I am Zorthos.
Okay.
The supreme.
These
act.
orthos specifically.
You see they look at each other. They welcome you into Cantor, but they kind of walk in with you at the same time. Kind of explaining to you, things are kind of crazy right now. They're pretty chaotic. They're hectic. Ever since the attack from Haxos, they have doubled their guards on duty. They can no longer cast a hollow spell throughout the realm. But they do say, please wait here in Cantor for some time, just a little bit. They're going to go call for you. Every person that goes to the Spire must be escorted personally by some of the high guards of Elvenglade. This is procedure. This is protocol. No exceptions.
How long is this going to take?
20, 30 minutes tops. You
Okay.
are who you say you are, which you look very keen and familiar. Please wait here.
All right.
As you see that, as you look around, there are guards pretty much outside every door, in front of every gate, just on point, scanning every area. Beautiful golden armor. They look just as precise and keen as ever. However, it is almost intimidating a little bit, as you know that they're not really fucking around. It is red alert, DEFCON 1 at this point. Some time goes
It's
by.
wartime.
Yeah, it's wartime, essentially. Some time goes by, and you can tell that there hasn't really been any damage to Cantor as you look around, and you see that this part of the city, because it's just a smaller village outside, wasn't really hit by anything at all. But as you kind of like peer through the gates of where Elvenglade is, where the guards stand, you can tell that there are some damages in there. You can tell that things are being rebuilt. There is tile missing out of the grounds. There are buildings that are somewhat charred, windows broken, closed signs on doors. Some time goes by as you just kind of wait patiently, and you see that there is another guard that comes down on a chariot. A very basic one, just kind of like, I wouldn't say a chariot, more or less just like a buggy with a cart on the back, where you just kind of seat some people. And you see he gets off and he approaches, but his armor looks different. He is not wearing, the same golden armor. It's a similar hue. However, the headpiece on it definitely looks more has like a horn on each side of it. Kind of like a draconic feel to it. You can see that his sword also is made of a different material. He is a little taller, a little beefier, and you cannot see his eyes. He is wearing a helmet that pretty much completely covers his face. He approaches all of you. Let's see. Aaron, I would say, might know this. Roll me a history check.
History. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, nat 20 plus
Okay.
3.
Nat 20.
Ooh.
as you scan up and down, you would know this is an Elvenglade elite. And the reason for the face being covered is because these Elvenglade elites are more magical constructs. As you look at his body and his equipment and his armor, you see that there is no point of skin or any kind of flesh. The armor itself is essentially magical. The Elvenglade elites are only called in dire teams and dire times that require a lot of magic and focus to bring them into animation. So for them to call the Elvenglade elites into animation, they are taking things dead serious. And you would know that this is somebody not to fuck around with. An Elvenglade elite has not been even summoned since you've been alive.
Since the last time the Spectre was around?
Yeah, since the last time, yes.
Okay. Okay, is this our escort to the Duke, I'm assuming?
Just odds, non-verbally.
Alright,
As he
lead the
points
way.
for you to go to the carts. You all approach the cart, he gets on, and he does take you to the Spire. It takes a few minutes because Elvenglade is a big city, but this is essentially why they are having everybody escorted personally. They are having all the elites, and you see as... Yes, Zorthos.
As we're traveling, can Zorthos do like a little head count and see like, so I could try to get an estimation of the casualties from the, previous battles?
Yeah, do me a favor, as you're going up this hill, up to the spires, do me a favor, just roll me a general investigation check. Or perception check, whichever you choose, because you're kind of doing a little bit of both.
I'll do investigation.
Okay.
18.
18. As you continue forth, you can tell that the lower districts of Elvenglade weren't necessarily hit as hard. You can tell there was some residual damage from like explosions or bombs that kind of went off. But as you get closer and closer to the spires, you can tell that there are some buildings that are pretty much almost leveled. After you left Elvenglade, you would pretty much come to the conclusion that they not only just bombed the spire, but these airships they were on also probably just pretty much essentially dropped bombs on the city. You can't really think of an exact number of casualties, but you do know that it wasn't just a handful. There was probably quite a few people that died just by casualties of war. You don't
I was trying to come up with like a general percentage.
I would
Even
say
close to a chance.
It's hard to really say. Maybe
Okay.
like 2-3%. In a massive city. You think of a humongous elven city that has thousands of people. So. Maybe like 2 people that died, but that's still like
it would go down in history as like a horrific attack on the city.
100% like an alter, like a history altering event where they are forever going to change the way they run Elvenglade.
Okay,
more
that's what I was trying to really see.
It's important. It's very dire.
Okay.
You don't see any dead bodies in the streets. It seems like it's been a few days. It's almost happened, almost a week actually. Well, about 4 or 5 days. And you can tell that there are things that are under construction still, but the damages are going to take some time to fix. Eventually, you approach the Elvenglade spires, and you see as you're approaching that there are other Elvenglade elites that are also kind of leading people back. And it appears as you kind of like peer over and you see another cart stroll by that the people that are being led in and out of the Elvenglade spire, kind of escorted, they look kind of important. You can tell they're wearing like more royal gear. They're not exactly commoners. They're more, you can tell these people mean business, and they're probably visiting Elvenglade for a reason, as if something is being planned or thought out. You make your way to the spire, and you are escorted off by this Elvenglade elite. He opens the door for you, and he, proceeds to walk you up the stairs, heading to where your father and Vasorai's kind of chamber is. And you see he walks over, he knocks on the door, he steps to the side, and you see he kind of takes his, like a striking pose with his hands at his side and just kind of stands in like kind of like a sentry type mode, just waiting for the door to open. And after a minute or so, the door opens up, and Aaron, you see your father opens the door. And as soon as he sets his eyes on you, Aaron, his eyes widen out as he just kind of lunges forward to give you a hug. Because you made it back.
I did, and I peel away from the hug.
Oh, sorry, it's just, we heard what happened in Axos, and I knew that you all went there. I had confidence, but I did fear the worst. Please, all of you, come in. Aaron, Orthos, Luna, and this... Who is this? Is this, Is this Louston?
Don't worry about who this is. There's a lot to talk about.
I just like turn and look at him, but don't like the slow suit of armor, just like turning, and then I don't answer.
With you though, you could trust whoever this is.
Yes,
though, right?
I could trust him. I trust him with my life. I trust everybody here with my life.
Very well. He walks you all in, and you see that sitting at a round table of sorts, where there is a map of the realm, kind of like a three-dimensional map, kind of like, raised platforms and whatnot, with different, war pins in it, red marks, blue marks, and different, ships of different areas, almost like a strategic battle map. Visorai sits at the opposite end. And you see, sitting at a few different ends, there are various different people from the kingdom, a few high elves, and there's a couple of humans, and it appears they're wearing like similar Elven Glade kind of like attire and gear. These are pretty much ranking officials in Elven Glade. They're all pretty much trying to come up with a game plan. Visorai stands, and he kind of gives like the nod and the wave, and he speaks up and he says, "I didn't get a chance to formally thank you and your friends for what you did. So, with this being said, thank you for staying alive, and thank you for saving us. But I hope that you came back with some information."
There's a lot to discuss. Okay, I guess we'll start this off by saying, just kind of look at the room, just kind of take inventory of like who here is more militaristic looking official and who is more noble bloodline official.
You would say they all look pretty military based. This isn't like a court hearing. These people look like they are like war veterans.
Okay. So this is a pretty sensitive topic, but the Spectre is indeed back, and he is behind all of this.
The Spectre.
Yes.
Yeah.
What would the Spectre have to do with Haxos and what?
He's coming back, and he's bringing back his old followers with him. And what better way to have empty husks for him to put his followers' souls back into than to orchestrate a war between two major nations? That way, in the cloud of war, while everyone is confused, he just picks up the dead bodies and shoves his followers' souls into them. He's using y'all.
See, as you say this, a sudden shock of realization just comes over his face, and he almost immediately just kind of like sits down and puts like his hands across his head and like kind of brushes his hair back. You see, he just kind of like grabs the side of his face and almost claws and digs out of frustration and stress, and just squeezes as he stands back up again and looks and says, "How sure are you?"
I spoke with him.
You see that when you say you spoke with him,
Mm-hmm.
your father, Tylor, kind of looks at you and then kind of looks down.
We didn't discuss pleasantries. It was mostly him showboating how powerful he actually was, and that he was indeed back. We've had a couple of run-ins with his followers. They've more or less explained to us how they can just pop into another dead body. That's all they need is just a body. They're just souls that can inhabit a lifeless thing. Or, a lifeless body.
As you see, the rest of the people at the table kind of begin like whispering back and forth with each other in a sense of confusion and almost not panic, but almost there. Tylor stops and he looks at Visorai and he goes, "We sent an entire fleet of men there."
You did. We saw.
Like a fool.
"Excuse me?" says Visorai.
You sent your men to be slaughtered by the Spectre, like a fool.
"I sent my men to do what I thought was protecting my kingdom from an attack."
You didn't think to read into the situation. You didn't think to scout out ahead, find out what was going on.
Read
Instead,
into
you
the situation. They bombed
sent
my fucking city.
ships. You didn't think to ask why. Instead, you sent ships of men to be massacred
You
and
expect
wake
me
up
to
again as slaves.
You expect me to sit here and just, think, why did they bomb my city? Should I let it go and let it fucking happen again? No, we took action.
Something else. You chose a bloody end.
And from my perception, it seemed like they chose a bloody beginning.
Perceptions. You just sound like another arrogant leader, another arrogant would-be king. Sends people to die for his politics instead of sitting down and talking.
He stands up. Silence! What do you know about being a leader, a king, a politician? Making the decisions that are hard to protect your realm and your followers? What do you know about it?
Apparently more than you.
1 second. Aaron, yes, I see the hand raised.
I just kind of stand beside him, not getting in between him and
Yeah, you see like Laos is at one end of the table, and then like Vasora is like at the other end because this is like long war table.
Right.
Actually, if I would say I'm actually not even at. I'm against the wall. I'm like
back by the door.
Yeah, I'm back by the door, like leaning on the wall, just calling it out.
Okay, so you're like 50
Okay,
feet away.
I'm not in the conversation.
Gotcha, you're like 50 feet away. Just
okay,
like,
that only slightly.
That before.
Like the edgy kid, just like.
Exactly.
Right on.
Aaron,
okay, that only slightly changes what I do. I don't get within like blocking visual from the two perspectives, but I do raise my hands in between them. It's just like, to be fair, Spectre played us too. He played me like a fucking fiddle. We went in with limited information, then we jumped the gun. I jumped the gun. I put trust where I shouldn't have, and it got somebody killed. That's a mistake I do not want to make again. Right now we have the graces of talking and coming up with a game plan.
And you may seem understanding about this, but who the fuck is this one against the wall?
Aaron, you're being, what is the word? Modest? Modest. You tried to trust someone out of love. This fool sent people out of hatred to die. For no reason. Without even understanding what he was up against. And I'm like pointing, I'm deliberately pointing him out, like finger out to the Duke.
I'm not pretending like what he did was right. I'm not saying he's right in what he did. But I get it. He did what he thought he had to do, but I'm not saying he's right.
I am neither saying that I am right or wrong in the situation. In fact, I feel great remorse for those men that went in there that I sent to die by my hands, because that was my order. But when you come into my castle and my kingdom, and you're going to give me, Duke Vasorai, the king and leader and ruler of Elvenglade, criticism, and I don't even know who the fuck you are, get out of my castle.
Oh, I'll leave in a moment. I want you to understand, you will be remembered throughout all of history as the failed king. A coward to your own people. Sending them in to die before you even know what you're up against. You'll have to sleep with that. You'll have to live with that, knowing you will not go to heaven, Valhalla. You will not ascend to an afterlife of bliss. You will be forgotten. You'll be remembered for failing your people.
Bold words for someone that can't even show their face in front of a king. Hiding behind a mask, not showing who you actually are. Yes, anybody can say anything behind a mask. Hide your identity from who you are. Fine, go ahead. Some honor you have for a ruler.
I am no longer a man who's in need of honor.
Apparently you're no longer someone that has anybody respect either.
I don't need anybody's respect at this point. I'm not one of you. I'm a force of nature. I'm what's left.
Everybody, you hear Lausen saying all of this, and this is very different than the way Lausen used to speak, ever.
Yeah.
How does everybody feel about this?
I think Lauster might be the bad guy. I don't know.
Vasorai also thinks the same. You see he pounds his sword against the hilt of his hilt of the sword against the table. Lausen, as you stand against the doorway, you see that the Elvenglade, elite comes out of sentry mode, stops, and just looks at you.
I'm supposed to be intimidated.
If you don't want to die, then I suggest
I've
you get out
already
of here.
died before.
He looks around at the table at everybody else. He looks at Aaron. He looks at Luna. He looks at Zorthos.
I'm already dead, rather.
If you don't take care of him, I will. He's out of
Okay.
line.
Yes.
Can I take him out? Like, can I just go up and be like, hey, dude, let's fucking. There's probably guards outside we can harass or something. We could start at the bottom and work our way up here next time. Come on, let's go fucking have some fun.
I'm not afraid of this coward.
Yeah, well, let's go beat on the little ones, because I am.
The little ones did nothing wrong. This guy sent hundreds, if not thousands, to their death.
Okay, now we have preferences. Do you do you want to stay up here and get arrested and thrown into prison, or do you want to go eat
Leave
shitty
my
scones?
castle! The
They
Elvenglade
can
Sentinel
try
raises
to
his
touch
sword.
me.
The
I'm
Elvenglade
leaving.
Sentinel pulls his sword and approaches Lauston in the middle of the chambers.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna have to ask him to stop.
Wait, which one?
Yeah, I have to say which
Yeah,
one.
Which
I'm
one?
looking at Visorai and gesturing towards the sentinel.
Roll what do you say? First of all, no. Yeah, what do you say? And make it
I'm
good.
gonna have to stop you right there.
Yeah, make it-
Lauston had
make
the best
it-
album of the year.
Make it good. Make it very good.
Okay, wait. Before she rolls, can I assist?
I don't know. No.
Yeah.
See,
Okay.
no, this is meta as fuck. This is so meta. What do you say,
Why is it
Luna?
meta?
What do you say, Luna?
I say, if you'd prefer that there not be a large bear in this room, ready to eat you, I prefer that you stop.
I want you to roll me persuasion with disadvantage. Zorthos, yes.
During all of this, I'm slipping out.
Okay, roll stealth real quick first.
Jesus, does the distraction give me an advantage?
Just roll regular.
You bitch.
Oh, if you need a screenshot, I have it, but that would be a natural 20 on my part.
Oh, did you get 2? You got 2 natural 20s?
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah, weird.
And a 19 for stealth.
Please.
Zorthos, you're good. They are not focused on you right now.
Come on. Hooray.
Is
How many
the
times have I
Sentinel
rolled?
a construct or a person?
It's a construct.
Oh, less
17.
fun.
Yeah, Zora doesn't buy it. He goes, "Oh, really?"
Mhm.
You see that he kind of whisks his hand. You see a ring glows on it, and he squeezes it. And you see the 2 statues in the room also kind of come to life as you see some like energy that's drawn from Visorai's hand, and 2 more Elvenglade elites come to life. The Elvenglade elite is going to swing down on Lauston. Roll for initiative against the Elvenglade elite, Lauston.
All right, go for him. Uniform, please.
Look at him. Look at him. Coward can't even fight his own battles. He lets words poison his mind, and he lashes out to kill.
Luna, are you joining in this?
Am I defending Lauston, one of my very good friends? Is this even a question?
Also roll for initiative. Tylor looks at Aaron and goes, "Aaron, make them fucking stop!" After the first round of combat.
Okay.
This is happening.
19.
19? Okay. What did Luna get?
For
4?
yes, 4.
Okay.
Why would I lie to you about that?
Okay. Alright, 3 Elvenglade elites, however 2 of them are in the far back as they are currently coming to life, so they do not get to go until next round because they are currently animating still. Just the one is going this turn. Lalson, you are first as this Elven Glade Elite construct pulls out his sword and prepares to swing on you in the middle of Azorai's room. Everybody is freaking out. You see that all the people at the table have backed against away from the chairs, just like in a what is happening right now kind of pause. Tylor looks at Aaron and says, "Stop them!" And Zorthos fucking just whoop zips.
I have a
Lalson, what do
place
you
I'm
do?
going.
We'll get to that in a second. Lalson, what do you do?
So I'm not attacking first. I don't draw first blood. I draw first blood part 2.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is hold my hands. That's a Rambo joke for those out there. So I'm going to hold my hands up, both my hands, because I don't have a weapon. And what you're going to see is from my feet beneath, there's going to be these like shadows that begin to emerge from the floor, which then kind of fly up and then just start revolving around my hands as I cast Spirit Shroud.
Okay.
With a bonus action.
Okay.
And I'm just going to look.
What does Spirit Shroud do?
It just gives me more damage
Okay, cool.
to my hits, is
Okay.
all. I'm just explaining it for
I should
flair.
do that. Zorthos, you dipped. We'll get to that in a second. Aaron and Luna, roll me perception checks real quick.
Like, it's these spectral forms that are now flowing around my arms and my
18.
hands. Mostly my hand.
15.
Okay, 18, 15. Luna, as you turn into bear form, and Aaron, you're kind of taken back by what's going on right now. You see a look of rage in Azorai's eyes and just frustration. Your father telling you to stop, but you look over at Lalson and you see that this is dark shit. This is new. This isn't fire. This isn't life. This is like dark magic that is emitting from him. Luna, you also see the same. This is not normal at all. Lalson, you are not taking you're holding your action, correct?
I'm just going to end my turn. I'm going to hold it there. So I've
Yes.
cast this bonus action. I'm just going to look up. This doesn't have to be this way.
The
You could fight me one-on-one, like a real leader would.
Azorai says, "I offered you a chance to leave," and then the Sentinel is going to swing on, or the Elven Blade Elite is going to swing on you.
Okay, fair enough.
Does a dirty 20 hit?
Dirty 20 does hit.
Okay.
Sword, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Longsword. Okay, you take 26 slashing damage. As you guys see this Elven Blade Elite, this construct of metal, takes a sword and just down onto Aaron for 26 slashing damage.
Down onto Aaron.
Or sorry, Lausen. Jesus.
I was about to say, the hell did I do?
Decapitates Aaron for no reason. Oops.
Oh yeah, you said mean things to me. I'll kill your friends.
Yeah, he hits you for 26. You guys see that Lausen gets. The other two elites, they are not going. You see at the start of what would be their turn, the magical energy that is powering them finally kind of comes through all the way, and you see they kind of raise their chests and their bodies and their arms. Reveal. Yes, Lausen, you raise your hand.
Does that because that was such a heavy hit? Is anything cut through or like armor broken with that?
I was
swing?
just gonna say you're wearing heavy armor and whatnot, so I imagine it was just like a really like just like kind of like on like the shoulder arm
Blunt.
area, and just like
A
blunt.
blunt,
Just
okay.
the blunt force of it was so much you could just feel the
'Cause
pain come through. Yeah, it's just
If
physical.
the armor's
reverberation.
broken, we have to reveal it. Like,
Yeah, not
it's broken.
yet. Yeah, it's
Okay.
not broken yet. Luna, what would you like to do?
Hey, stop. Why are you asking questions? Sentinel, stop it. I'd like to attack the Sentinel.
Okay, Aaron, Luna
Why are
rushes
you
over to
surprised by
attack the
this?
Sentinel.
Yeah,
Luna,
because I'm protecting Lausen. Why is this weird? I don't understand.
Okay.
talk shit to a king in his throne room.
I wasn't wrong though, so
I was agreeing he wasn't wrong, but the way he's going about it, it's like, oh.
Let me
that's
be
gonna be-
toxic, guys. Just let me be. Let me
Like,
do what my
we don't
player-
That's what my character would do. That's what my character would do, guys.
S-
This is
excuse
what my
me.
character would
We
do.
don't let
This is toxic.
Zorthos sneak off, and he's a rogue.
He just stuck off.
He did sneak off, actually.
He did sneak
He
off.
did.
Luna,
Oh,
what do
boy.
you...
18.
That misses.
Okay. Okay. Well, it's not the only. All right, again. 15.
Misses.
Hit.
I imagine you like are hitting it like with your claws and bite and stuff, but it's just like not doing anything to it.
All right, got it.
Okay. Anything else?
No. I mean, I'll talk to Louston then.
Or a bear.
I'm gonna say in Louston's. No, I can
Oh,
talk.
in his head. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
I can
okay,
talk
go
in
ahead.
Louston's head. Louston, what are you doing? You have to respond to me in out loud.
Can I respond now, or do I have to wait for my turn?
Yeah, go ahead. You can respond now.
Making it clear that we're not putting up with any of this nonsense anymore.
You can't bring a kingdom down with words,
No.
and you can't do it if you're not here.
Top of the order, because turns are 6 seconds. Zorthos, real quick, where'd you go?
I'm going back to the lawyer college.
That's
is
all the way in
That was
Larnwich.
all the way in Larnwich.
That's 2 days away.
Fuck! I'm looking. Is there a temple that looks like it would be towards like a deity that's proclivities would lead me to believe that it's based on nature?
Do me a favor, roll me a luck check to see if one survived the onslaught.
17 for luck.
Yeah, surprisingly, yeah, you see kind of like near the middle section as you kind of come down, you're like, nope, not doing this. There is some sort of like chapel. I mean, this is an elven city, so there definitely will be some sort of chapel here that you could tell that there is made of like, you know, the same kind of like oak and wood designs, you know, it's very elegant and majestic, and you probably get the idea like this is some sort of like good vibe place.
All right, I'm heading there
All right.
with my book.
Yeah, this takes you a little bit of time because you're like, oh, I'm going down this way, run away. But okay, cool, I know where you're going.
Yeah.
Aaron, are you just sitting? Your dad's like grabbing you, like, stop them now before they both die.
I'm gonna pull out the scroll that I got from the tower, like in episode 6, I think it was,
Mhm.
Okay.
and oh, I'm gonna feel so dirty for this. I'm gonna open up the scroll and use it on Louston.
Oh!
It's
Well-
a scroll of banishment. Make me a charisma saving throw. I believe
Oh,
you said
my
the DC.
God.
I believe you said the DC for it was 14.
Yes.
Okay.
It's whatever yours DC is for your like spell save your save
Oh,
DC
I
is.
think
Can
that's
we get a
14.
hashtag
Yeah, that's
traitor in the chat, please?
Oh.
I'm trying to
Hashtag
say-
saving the
What's
day.
that? You want me to a charisma saving throw where I have
Yes.
+7? Booyah! That's an 8.
Oh, fuck.
Nat one.
I rolled
You
a
got-
nat
you got-
one.
Oh no.
Okay,
What?
Louston
You
is.
see Aaron not knowing what to do. You pull
Did a
up the
bubble
scroll
pop?
you got in like episode 4, and you read it real quick. You see it fizzles in your hand, and the ashes fly up and just into Louston, and he's gone for a minute. Louston disappears out of nowhere, banished to an unbeknownst realm that you don't know where
A
he
harmless
went to.
demiplane.
Yeah. Harmless
Okay.
demiplane. As you
Is
see,
it
the
like-
sentinel was raising his sword one more time to swing down, and then slowly pulls his arm down, but then turns and looks at Luna as she was attacking him as well.
No.
Basorai stands, slams his hand on the table, and says, "Are we going to keep playing games, or are we going to keep committing treason?"
Okay.
And that's where ending this week's episode of Secrets of
Oh,
Aal'Teron.
that was a good
Wow.
spot. That was
Wow.
a good. That was a good. That was
That was
What was
good.
it? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
future.
I can't believe you banished him. Holy shit.
I
Thanks, everybody.
didn't want to use it
Oh.
on Louston. I didn't
Oh.
want to, but I was like, I don't see
Oh,
this
you
going
could have
any
done
other
it to
way
the
if I
king.
used it on one
You
of
could
the
have done it to
sentinels.
you could have done it to the Dookie, but you were like, nah, I'm gonna hit my party member.
I had to, dude. I had to.
Okay.
I had to temporarily.
It's okay.
I had to temporarily take care of the aggressor in that one.
That's
All
right.
right,
No, that's right. I was the aggressor, not the coward king. I understand.
All right,
I get
everybody.
it. Not the coward king with the aggression complex. I
Thank
love
you,
it.
everybody, for watching this week's episode of Secrets of Aal'Teron. Make sure you come back next week for more shenanigans and funs. And by this time, when this episode airs, which is going to be, hey, everybody, in less than 2 weeks, we'll see you live from Cleveland here on the Cantrip Cast for the D&D with professional football players for legal reasons.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Gonna be
I
fun.
guess.
Yeah, you've probably seen the announcement, but now shut up. Also, I'm not sure about the other guests that we're not confirmed, but if they were, I'm gonna edit in a voiceover right here. Johnny Stanton, Wyatt Teller, Miles Garrett, Ify Wadway, and one more guest to be announced. Is also playing. Make sure you check us out. Let's do a little, for that fun event. Let's do a little ending words from everybody. Grizz, anything?
Hi everybody, I'm Grizz Squatch. You can find me over on TikTok by the same handle, and you can find me here on Fridays. And last night, I'm so sorry. I really want this conversation with the Duke to go well. That's why I did what I did.
That was a good move.
I'm sorry.
That was a really good move.
That was,
I was
it was a smart move.
That was good.
Austin's not happy.
Speaking of Laosin, Game Master Craig.
Hi everyone. I'm terrified. Good night.
Luna, Thick Pastel.
Hey, it's me, Thick Pastel. You can catch me on my channel doing random things and stuff that maybe I'll announce next week.
Yeah.
Not talk to Brandon about it yet.
Yeah. And Steakums.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Today's fact of the day is for the children. In the United States, the punishment for treason is death, or at least 5 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. So don't talk back to your parents.
Everybody. We'll see you next week on Secrets of Aal'Teron. Bye. Bye, Grizz's mom.
Bye.
Bye, Mom.
Bye.
Bye, Grizz.
Bye, Grizz.